If you were in a relationship with cannabis, how would you describe it?
I'd say maybe temperamental, depending on what I'm using it for or if it's actually helping me properly.
We just started, but how are you feeling so far?
A little nervous, obviously. I have social anxiety about speaking in public and telling the story that I haven't told many people because, that feeling of stigma still, you're worried about what people are going to say and how they're going to react. But it just felt like something that I wanted to share with others.
Well, hey, before we get started, just like we've been doing pretty much every session, let's just do one word. How people are feeling this morning.
Positive.
Positive, okay.
Anticipation.
Anticipation. Caffeinated, good one, me too.
Ready?
Ready. I'm gonna jump on the excited train. Feeling excited to get to see these stories. Turn into movies. We're gonna be learning in just a minute something called Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro, they edit Hollywood movies on. Whatever you dream up, we can probably do it. And so when you're looking for images today, look for what the image could be, not what it is. So use that creative mind. By putting these things together, the words and the images, we can actually create deeper meaning in the story. And so by the end of today, hopefully, you will have a voiceover track in there. You'll have a bunch of photos in like this, roughly timed where you want them to be. And that is basically giving you all the raw materials to then do all the fancy video editing stuff tomorrow. How's it going? Did you find something for the image of floating?
No, I haven't done that yet.
No?
But I will.
But so are you going to be working with water though? Water's going to be your image system?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, a lot of my photos are like that.
Cool.
I don't know, it's not as impactful as I thought the ending would be. I feel like it needs something.
Yeah.
You know?
You can workshop it with a couple people if you want to, right? And say, what should I put here?
Yeah, I can play around with it.
All right, here we go. So, I have a feeling, because you're a slam poet, you are really good at projecting your voice.
Maybe. I can try.
So, I think I'm just gonna need to just adjust some settings. Just turn this down a little bit, basically.
Okay.
Alrighty.
My body, weightless as the car spins out of control with sounds of metal crunching and popping airbags. Years later, I begin my struggle of chronic pain, constant aching in my jawline day after day. Often I am fearful. Will it ever end?
Can I get everyone's attention just for 1 second here? There's one thing I wanted to show you guys really quickly. It's called an overlay. So here, I've got a photo on the screen, but I want to add something on top of it that can also sort of enhance the meaning of it. Then I can drag and change the opacity so two photos are on the screen at the same time. So that's a great way to layer meaning into different images.
Why don't you try this one first? Because that's the one.
Awesome.
I tried doing something with the voice at one part where it sounds like I'm underwater, but it's kind of hard to
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
So,
I bought it down because it was a lot harder to hear.
So what I think I would do is I would actually cut it here and here, and then we can actually keyframe it so it slowly comes in and then slowly goes out. Let's see, so we'll bring down the normal sound slowly while this one stays the same. Let's see what this happens.
Cool.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Well, hey, I love how it's coming together. I can't wait to see all these. Okay, everyone, we are getting close to the film premiere, so go grab a drink, come back, and then we'll get to watch each other's stories. Is there anything you want to say, Dana, before we watch?
No.
No? Just want us to watch it.
Yeah.
All right, Dana's story, everyone.
My body, weightless as the car spins out of control with sounds of metal crunching and popping airbags. Instant fear as I orient myself and check in with my loved ones beside me. The pain flows into my arm and neck. My heartbeat is in my skull like a slow drip of water. Relief sets into my body when I know everyone is still breathing. Years later, I begin my struggle of chronic pain, constant aching in my jawline day after day. Often I am fearful. Will it ever end? It feels like there is no breaching the surface of the water, constantly trying to keep my head from going under. Physiotherapists, chiropractors, naturopaths, doctors, Advil, Tylenol, muscle relaxants, creams. I try and try and try, but there is never any relief. Exhaustion sets into my bones as I continue the endless search for a breath of oxygen. Cannabis comes into the light. With limited hope, I reach for it with aching limbs. One inhale, two, and the pain melts away. I find myself floating in water, no longer needing to tread. Finally, a moment of relief. How could I have gone 3 years without trying this? Overwhelming excitement falls over me as I weep, finally letting go of immense pain and fear, but the fear returns. As I'm sitting in the doctor's office waiting to speak my truth, I ask about a cannabis prescription and anxiously wait for his judgment. The stigma behind using it, even for medicinal reasons, causes a lump in my throat. He agrees without hesitation, and I feel the sweet sigh of relief fill my lungs. With my head above water, I can breathe again. Back home with my friends, I hold my tongue when they ask what medication I'm using to cope with the pain. I want so badly to scream out about cannabis and how it's given me a new life, but I'm fearful of their judgment. Will they still accept me after knowing this? Feeling alone in my thoughts, I feel myself slipping back under the water, trying to catch my breath. The tense feelings in my face soon return, and I'm wondering what happened. I can't increase the dosage, or I'll be too tired to work, so I reluctantly accept the pain back into my life. Here I am, still grasping for that feeling of weightlessness, trying to ignore the burning in my arms as I fight against the current. I am here with you. To show you that you're not alone. I know how exhausting it can be to battle chronic pain every day and struggle to find resolve, then worry about what others may think of you. It's terrifying when you have to endure these rough waters by yourself. I hope you can find relief somehow, and one day you can finally feel a little more weightless.
Yeah, all right, Dana. That's amazing. Amazing. Awesome. So yeah, what's stood out to you guys in Dana's story?
I really want to send that to my mom. She struggles with a lot of chronic pain, and that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It still sounded like slam poetry, but you did a really good job with like making sure the voiceover matches like the transitions. So yeah.
Really,
That was really great.
captured the shame around admitting to people that you have a disability, that you have to be medicated for it. Because I know, like for me personally, I am still trying to go to every doctor I can find to figure out what the fuck's wrong with me. And it's really, really hard to admit, especially to like people you're close to, that you self-medicate or that you like need medication to deal with something that they can't see.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. Let's just do really quickly one word, how you're feeling right now, and maybe one thing that you're taking away from our time together.
Sometimes I go through the world and I feel like so alone, and I feel like no one can relate to me, but then like to know people can is really cool.
Appreciative, just taking all of your experiences and like actually, learning things from you.
My one word is grateful. It's been really nice sharing in this space and knowing that all of us sharing these stories can help people later on not feel as alone and scared as we did.
I think my word is connected. I feel like we all kind of connected with our stories and with just our joint experiences.
My word has to be new understanding of cannabis, right? And it's not something that I have a whole lot of experience with, but I feel like coming out of this, I could literally sit down with someone and be like, I heard a story once, and your guys' stories have like informed how I would interact with them, right? Cannabis in a way that doesn't hold you back from living the life you want.
You're a harm reductionist now.
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. New understanding. Thank you all. So if that's true, then obviously your stories have had a big impact on me, and I know they've had a big impact on everyone else here, so thank you for sharing them. It's the ending of this story, but it's really just the beginning of those stories.
Basically, reducing stigma is a form of harm reduction because, if I'm feeling alone and I don't want to reach out for help, that could be more harmful to myself. I'm hoping that, with my story and everyone else's story, we can kind of bring awareness about how cannabis can be helpful, it can be beneficial to people, and maybe reduce that stigma.
Everyone can find commonalities in these stories.